You're watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz. As promised a couple of weeks back, we have Mr. Frank Roberto, the director of AHRD, in here tonight, but this time wearing another hat as the chairman of the MAG Pro Awards. Good evening, Frank. How you doing?
Hey, good evening, Jess. Thank you again for having me on board.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, and most especially, it's always a pleasure when we're recognizing outstanding employees or getting ready to recognize outstanding employees. MAG Pro program, please tell the people what this is all about.
Well, the MAG Pro Awards is a government-wide employee rewards program within the executive branch. Also, it's the most competitive, it's the highest and most competitive employee recognition in the government. Just to give you some of the stats on this, I mean, we're going to put about 200 judges in one room. You know, and really with the nominations, I believe it was in 2006 stats, there was 4,000 nominations that had happened, but this is really, nobody has taken this awards, you know, for granted. This is now, the governor launches on September 4th, and the closeout is actually on October 5th, so we have 21 days for the, from October 1st of 2010 till September 31st of this year.
Now, let me ask you this. This is government-wide. You're encompassing all three branches of government. This is not just limited to the executive branch, is it?
Yes, it is.
Just executive branch of government. Okay, so we got that straight. The executive branch of government. But is it just limited to line agency, autonomous agency of the executive branch, or
all of them?
All of them.
All of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what would this? I mean, I guess we'll go through the categories, the program overview, and then the award categories. How do you distinguish between maybe an agency is a smaller versus medium versus large, and a feat of a successful program in a big agency versus maybe a successful program in a small agency, a person performing that, maybe it's such an enormous thing in the bigger agency versus the middle versus the small that maybe is a successful program but maybe caters to a few people or a few entities. How do you differentiate between, again, the accomplishments of the size of the agency and the jobs of the
and really, it boils down to, you know, the number of staff in the agency. So, like AHRD has a staff of 50 people. That goes to the small agency. Because we just won an award for the most T-shirts sold for the Labor Day picnic for a small agency, and that gave us 5 cases of ribs and 2 cases of chicken and 10 cases of soda. And then we have the medium. Which is, I think, from 50 to 150, then up to larger agencies above 300. So that's the larger agencies are like GPA, GWA, and other agencies. I believe Guam Memorial is pretty large.
Now let's go into the categories of the awards. How does someone? You said it encompasses basically this fiscal year, the 2010.
Yes.
Although the deadline is I think October 5th, it doesn't go into the 2012 budget cycle, right? Or fiscal cycle. It's this current year we're talking about, right? Okay. How does one qualify? What does one have to do to be the outstanding or employee to be nominated for this?
Well, you know, and really just to catch up, but we have such a short period of time for the nomination. Nomination is just not restricted to the agency or to, a customer. Anybody, even outside, that have recognized excellent service can nominate that employee. They nominate them, but they have to send it through that agency's department head. And for submission. Because
so if, for example, I'm wanting to nominate someone from AHRD or Department of Labor, I would have to send my nomination through the AHRD or Department of Labor department?
Yes, yes, you do, and that's the catch, because we want the integrity of the program and the nomination. All submissions will have to go to the department head.
Now let me ask you this: if I were submitting to nominate an employee, and maybe this employee is not really liked by the higher ups of that agency, can that be put on the table? You know, how can I be rest assured that my nomination of a person that is given to that agency, that it will reach to, you know, and make sure that it's given its equal opportunity for judging?
Well, once you submit, there'll be a log of all the nominations that have been turned in by either, you know, the department head, or even like in myself. I know I'm out of this one, but if we submit it to another agency, the director or the point of contact, right, and then a log will be you know, the tracking system.
A tracking system. Yes. Okay. Now the other thing, this program actually, I remember back when and working for the Adam administration, Joe Adam administration, it was called the Magnificent Seven. I think, at the time.
Back in 1987. Yes.
That's right. Okay. Now, I know back then there was still the nomination process, and there was a brief write-up on the nominee.
Yes.
Now, is that one of the things to justify the nomination?
Yes, yes, and as a matter of fact, we have the MagPro Awards website, magproawards.com, that anybody can actually get onto that. And you click it, and it has the nomination sheet, the criteria, and it walks you through, and you can also submit through that.
Okay. Hey, we're going to talk more about the MAG program awards deadline and categories and all that. Right. You can chime into this conversation by dialing 632-8255 or 632-TALK if you have any questions regarding this program. We'll take a break right now. We'll come back.